Good morning, everyone. I think it's still morning. Although I'm scheduling this to go out about 1:20 or something. So this is still morning. So anyway, I just thought I would talk about I've told myself I'm going to make a video every day. And then some days I've made 2 or 3 because I'm doing a series on bodybuilding and my house remodel project. So today it's just, and man, I'm like, don't have a lot of time. It seems like working out, drinking, and my house remodel project is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm doing some electrical right now, and you have to really think through it and know what you're doing. So today I thought about, what am I going to talk about today? So what are you even doing? Why are you doing this? Well, because I feel like I'm found my home, like I should be doing it. Like if I keep doing it every day, maybe I can reach and help someone because I've lived a lot of life. I've done a lot. For whatever reason, I've been led to this place. So I'm going to go ahead and keep producing videos every day. And I need to do more research, but I've got to finish my house remodel project and then maybe I can. As you can see on the floor in there, I've got stuff all over the house. It makes you feel a little bit unorganized. But today I just thought about, well, what does move forward mean anyway? What does that mean? And why are you so into it? I've always been into moving forward. I don't know. I've always loved that saying because I'm always up for an adventure and I'm always doing something that's productive or going to move me forward in some way, ambitious. But I started thinking, what makes us as individuals think that? What does that mean? And why do we always want to move forward? It seems like this an innate thing inside of us that is always drawing us to be better, or to make things better for our family, to make things better for ourselves, to make things better in different ways. So I would say foundation, setting goals, and professional development. Spirituality, I always want to work on that because that's important to me. I feel like that makes me a better person internally and to other people to be around. It also is good for goal setting. What I always have goals set. Why do I need to do that? I'm not real sure, except I'm driven that way. I've always been like that. I've always needed to have goals and make myself a better person. So, were we born with that? I think so. I think, we all have this need to make our life better and make our family's life better, to achieve something. Maslow's hierarchy needs would say we're trying to reach this level of self-actualization. But where does that come from? It's very interesting when you really look at it. And I thought, I just kind of thought, well, you know what? Let me look up the definition. What does it mean to move? So what's it mean to move forward? What's it mean to move? So to move, go in a specific direction or manner, change position. Make progress, develop in a particular manner or direction. And this is just a Google search. Move, a change of place, position, or a state of being. That makes sense. So to move. Now forward in the direction that one is facing or traveling, toward the front, in the normal order or sequence. Forward is toward the future, ahead in time. Okay, so that makes sense. So to move forward, we're going in a specific direction. in some kind of normal order or sequence and toward the future ahead in time. That makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense with when you're setting goals that it's you're moving forward. So I don't know, it just seems like it's inside of us to do that. So what happens if we don't do that? It's almost like we're going against our nature. I think I would get depressed if I wasn't doing that. So maybe that's why I'm always trying to move forward in some way or manner. And if you've ever dealt with grief, sometimes it's really hard to move forward. Like it's very disturbing to get up every day and to keep moving forward, although you're have this place inside you that is just, I don't know, like destroyed, I think is the best way to say it. Or something else that you, sometimes it may be financial things, something physical things, health related, anything that maybe can hold you or sort of stop your forward movement, you know. So I also thought it was interesting. I wanted to do more research on it, but there's also a lot of things that are happening in our brain when we're moving forward, especially when we're, so this is Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist. I follow him all the time because I find it fascinating what the chemicals in our brain. I've always thought that was fascinating anyway, but just the fact that when you do set these goals, when you set and you do professional development and you set goals, and even if you start them, there's actual chemicals in your brain, dopamine, that is released. Thank you, almost like a thank you for doing that, right? So it makes us happy that we actually moved forward in something that we said we were going to do. So it's a pretty interesting, I need to read more about all the chemicals that we're producing. But I think even, well, I mean, so if I do my goals every day, and I'm going to get to that, I think I'm going to do that in just a little while, but I did download an article that I thought was good. I like to look at what other people think about it. And it also gets me thinking in a different direction. I like to follow other people and see what they sort of think about what I'm thinking about, you know. So this is a cute little article, and it says, what does it mean to move forward? So, you know, they just start out too that we're no stranger to grief and very difficult things. And while we help people through, so this is just a program, sorry, I'm just going to skip on to some of it. This is, oh, sorry, I'm going to skip through that. Let's see. They're talking about grieving in most of this one. So they go on to say we're all a sum total of our own, of all of our own experiences. Maybe that's why I find moving forward is so important too, is because I've had to do that. I've always done it, but I've really had to do it the last 6 years, 5 or 6 years. At first it was difficult to move forward. At first I just had to get up every day and put one foot in front of the other after my husband passed away. And that's grief for me. But there was a lot of changes going through my life. I had to sell my property, 2 properties, a lot of businesses, things like that. So that's why I kind of got into it. But so moving forward means living as fully as we can in the face of what we have experienced. So it's an act of bravery and optimism to keep opening your eyes every day. So true. To keep living in a world where bad things happen and life is hard. To keep loving people even though we have 100% mortality rate. So that is scary, isn't it? Like, if you've ever lost somebody super close to you, it is difficult, I find, to open yourself up 100% to ever experiencing that again. But I think it's better to embrace people and things because it's just a part of life, right? It is part of life is death, a big part of it. And once we embrace that fully, we're going to be better off. So it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it can be fun all the time. It means we give our sadness and our grief just some respect and attention that we do to our joys and our happiness. It means we don't rush people through hard stuff just because it's uncomfortable for us. And we don't pressure ourselves to make our pain more palatable for other people. So this is really a whole lot about grief. And I totally understand grief, and I do a whole thing on it. It means we ask for help when we need it, and we give help when we can. It means something different to everyone. Okay, so that one's just mostly on grief, but so I just thought, what does it mean to me? I thought I'd just talk about what it means to me and why I'm talking about it and why I want to help other people who may be going through things like what I went through from a young adult even into, where I'm at now every day. Some days it's hard to move forward every day. Like some days on Saturday, I don't get up till 10, And part of that, just getting up every day and doing something positive is moving forward, right? So that's what I put. What's moving forward? What's it mean? Get up every day and move. Move one step at a time. So for foundation, spiritually, family, and self. So spiritually, I do try to read. I'm a Christian. My higher power is God, but not. I love listening to other people's higher power because I think it's so important. I can learn. I can learn from everyone. So I do watch to see what other people's. Some people do a lot of meditation. So spiritually, I usually do try to read the Bible every day. I also have, right now I'm doing one on the 52 women of the Bible, which I find fascinating. The first one is about Eve. And even if you don't agree with the Bible, it's an interesting study on women, which I find fascinating because strong, powerful women, I admire them. I want to be one. So I like studying them to see. I think it kind of helps you see what things do I have in common with these women that were years ago. So I like to I usually like to try and have some kind of study I'm doing every day so that it helps my spirituality. But one of the big things that I've been doing every day is I watch YouTube a lot. So there's different things that I'm watching. I'm doing a house remodel right now, so I'll usually Google if I don't know how to hook up a circuit breaker, or if I don't know how to wire in. It's called pigtail, 2 outlets to the other one. How do you install cabinets? I Google everything to find out how do you do that. But I also follow quite a few people that help me spiritually and to keep moving forward in what I'm trying to do as an entrepreneur. So I watch a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, a lot of successful people that have made it, and kind of listen and study what they're doing to make it. I like listening to people on the finances, like how do you invest your financial? How do you manage your finances? What's your mindset when you're an entrepreneur and developing your company? There's just a lot of things that I find on YouTube are super awesome. How to be single. I mean, honestly, that was a hard one for me. I was thinking the other day and I'm thinking, I'm too old to be this young, or how did I say it? Let's see. I'm too young to be this old, and I'm too old to be this young. I think when it comes to dating and things like that, it's just this really weird place and I remember telling my husband when he was pretty sick for a while, I remember saying, I don't want to be single because I knew it was going to be hard. And I never realized how hard. Oh my goodness gracious. It's hard. It's hard. You have so many things that you have to discover about yourself. I remember one of the first things that I had to discover was how to get over being afraid of being by myself at night. I hadn't been by myself for most of my life, and I had an actual fear of the dark. So I had to learn how to be by myself at night, and I did a lot of things to help with that. I did a lot of things so that I could learn, so I could sleep at night, because at first I couldn't sleep at all. I heard things. It was scary. It was scary. Like, is someone going to break in? Is there monsters? I mean, all those things. So I did a few things that helped me. One of them was I did have two dogs. And so my two dogs, one was a big old hound dog, and he was so loud and obnoxious, and I knew that he would take care of me. So that helped, but I still couldn't sleep. I lived in a big house at that time. The second thing I did is I had weapons, so I learned. I took a course on getting an advanced weapon permit. So I took a course on it, started shooting again, and carried the weapon by my bed. As long as I didn't have anybody over, any kids over, anything, I was okay. I did also get pepper spray, and I kept that by my bed too. I still wasn't sleeping. I still couldn't sleep peacefully. So then my daughter recommended a security system. So I did get a security system. I got it all set up. I mean, it cost me, I think it was $40 a month. And I can't remember. I think you had to keep it for a couple of years, so you didn't have to pay like $700 or $800 for the equipment. But once I got that installed, I was able to finally sleep all night. So that helped a lot. That helped immensely. So sometimes moving forward means doing what you have to do. Buying tools, maybe, so that I could actually get some sleep and feel comfortable, Where was I going with that? I don't know. Let's see. Getting up every day, moving forward. That's what I had to do at first, was get up every day and move forward, and I had to be able to sleep, and then still today, how do I motivate myself every day to get up and move forward? And so spirituality for me is super important. That's one thing I do, and I do study. Right now, this time in my life, it encourages me to watch entrepreneurs who are doing motivational speaking and, online speaking and writing books and things like that, motivating people, because that's what I'm going into. And so it helps me to study them it really encourages me, and it feeds my soul to watch them and understand what they're doing so that I know what I'm doing. Um, and let's see, what else spiritually, what else am I doing? I think that's about it for right now. I do try to meditate too. That's a hard one. I've been trying to stay in bed in the morning and just be quiet. That's hard. I usually have background noise going all the time. So one thing I do after I exercise is I do a lot of stretching, and I do it real quiet during that time. And so I do enjoy, and so I guess I'm meditating in a way, but I know they've got programs out there that help you get into meditating. I that's one goal I need to get set up. Once I get my house remodeled on and start settling down a little more, I've got to do that. So, family. What am I doing family wise? I always every day pray for my family. Pray for their protection. Because my kids they have kids and they're busy and they've got some pretty stressful jobs. And so I pray for their protection, that they're protected every day, and that they are able to go on their spirituality. I try to text and make calls and stay in touch with family as much as I can. I've gotten really busy. I don't know how I'm so busy, but I feel more busy now that I'm an empty nester than ever, probably because I have so many goals. So goal setting for me is huge. I don't know if I'm harder on myself or what it is, but that helps me move forward. I'll tell you, if I set goals up, I'm going to make them. I usually don't set them. I don't do a January thing. I set them up all the time. and setting them up and saying I'm going to do them, that really makes me accountable. So one of my big ones is working out and bodybuilding right now. So I said that I was going to I'm trying to do a competition in the summer. At least one time I would like to walk on stage. Just to, I don't know, I feel like it's a vulnerable thing. I mean, it's scary. At my age, I used to be fine being in a bikini. I don't know if even back in the day when I was in high school, I'd want to be on stage on one though. So it is scary. So I did make myself post before pictures the other day. On here, I have them on my website. And while I remember, subscribe, like, and ring the bell. I'm gonna keep being on here every day. If I can help even one person, that's what my intention is. So I'm gonna keep talking. Hopefully I get better and better at it. That's the hope. That's the hope. I want to do more research. I have not had time to do research. I've got a lot of my other goals are sort of taking a piece out of this one, right? So I've made myself, okay, so that is one goal I set to move forward. Is I told myself for my business now, I have to 5 days a week, I have to post a moving forward video, one a day. I'm trying to do it at 1 or 1:30 around there every day. So I'm making myself do it because it does make me think about what I'm doing. Because I'm also going to do a challenge where people come on and I help them move forward. So I set a date for April, and sheesh, it's already third week in March. So today I 5 days a week, I have to work on the curriculum for it and post a video every day. the only way to get better at speaking is to do it nonstop. So I'm just doing it. I'm doing it all the time. So that's one of my goals. And then I have to get on I have a web page, Move Forward Dr. Mom, and I've got to develop the web page. I haven't done anything with it. And so today I've told myself I have to do some on the curriculum. I have the first week, it's a 21-day challenge. So I have the first 7 days done, set up. I have to do at least a day or two of the second week today. And then I also want to look at the web page developer. And, I've done web pages before. I don't find them hard. It's just sitting down and doing it. And for some reason, my kitchen remodel seems to be taking priority over everything right now, and it shouldn't. So I made myself set a goal of working on my business the first part of the day after I get back from working out. And Monday, I'm always tired anyway because, you sleep in a little bit on the weekend. Although I'm not getting up till about 5 o'clock a.m. now to work out. And I like it. I'm not as big of a hurry at the gym either. I have time to go ahead and I do a lot of stretching because I don't know, I've got soreness like in my shoulder and things like that. So I do a lot of stretching. So that's some of the goals I have set right now. I'm going to do a Dr. Mom mobile in the summer, probably like the end of May. I'm hoping to either get a motorhome or a trailer, but prices are kind of high right now too, but I want to do a series on it. So I did go out and look at them over the weekend. I didn't go in and talk to anyone. So I've got to kind of plan my summer out too, because I'm in my own business. I need to start making money. So I need to kind of plan how I'm going to do that. So it's going to be an interesting summer. So one of my goals for the summer is that I also want to finish my kitchen remodel. And then I've got a lot of traveling to do over the summer. But to develop the business is the biggest priority over the summer. I've got to do that. So, like within a year, I want to have a fully developed, fully running workshops. I'd like to do some live performances. Hopefully we're actually able to do live events. I also have a goal of writing. I need to write a manuscript, which is sort of a simplified version of why I'm doing this, and sort of so someone can download it and follow it. And then I need to start writing a book, and that's another goal. I see that as a two-year goal. So 5-year, I want to be very developed in my program and traveling all over and have my business taken off and things like that. I kind of thought I wouldn't mind teaching as a professor either, because I'm a doctorate now in higher education. And so it'd be kind of fun in 5 years to maybe teach a little bit and things like that. I don't know. I might never retire. Seems like I'm always going to be doing something academic wise, but we'll see. It'd be nice to, I don't know. It'd be nice to have my kids all in one place at one time too. So those are some of my goals for now. That was my family one. My goals as far as personal development, physical development, is I want to be able to lose enough body fat so I can step on stage. And I'm kind of thinking at this point, I might just set a date and like in August and go ahead and just get into the competition, even if I'm not perfect. Oh well, at least I did it. So I think I might do that. I think that's my summer goal as well, is go ahead and just sign up for a competition and just do one. I mean, I'm working out every day. I'm eating better. I think I'm going to start doing some fasting in the afternoon, as far as chicken broth or something, sort of a liquid, to see if that helps me move in the right direction. So that's sort of my goals for physical. My professional development, I just want to keep getting better at speaking and teaching, and helping other people. And, I've got a lot to do with marketing. I got a lot of studying to do. I've got, I mean, I didn't even know what hashtag was for. I still don't know that I understand it. So my girlfriend said, you need to start doing hashtags. And I mean, it needs to all go together, so that when you post something, it brings people back to who you are, right? That's what it's all about. I liken it to like this fast moving stream of, I can just see like me looking right here, looking out and watching this stream just moving so fast. The current would just, that if you stepped in it, the current would just take you away. And I see people blogging and computers rolling and things just moving, all these people moving in this place that's going to this other place. It's moving so fast, so incredibly fast. And I keep just dipping my toe in a little at a time. Sometimes I'm in to my ankles, going, oh my gosh, I need, and I guess I did sort of jump in, and maybe I'm even floating on my back, trying to stay afloat. Sometimes I really like it though. I don't know, it's very enjoyable. And so I'm watching the people that are swimming beside me. I'm watching how they're doing it. So it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible stuff, right? It's pretty incredible and exciting. A year ago, there's no way I would not have seen myself. So I know it's a divine place for me to go as well. I know my higher power is leading me there. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And after my husband passed away, I remember reading something. I think it was, I was reading Job because I felt like it. I felt like him. I felt like what Job, and I only experienced a small portion of what Job experienced. My gosh, he lost all his family and everything financially. He was a wealthy man. He lost everything, including his health for a long time. And so far, knock on wood, I've been incredibly healthy. So thank you, God. But I do sort of relate to him because he did lose a lot of his family, and he went through grief, and he lost a lot of things. And so I always think of him, and he did suffer. Yes, he suffered for a period of time, but he stayed true to God. He stayed true. And God said, the rest of your life will be the best of your life. And so I keep holding on to that promise. I keep holding on to it. Keep holding on to the fact that the rest of my life is going to be the best of my life. So that's what keeps me moving forward, is those promises. I like to text my kids too, but I try to let them have their own family time. I try not to interfere too much, although I miss them. I miss them so much. I would love to have this big, when I wrote out all these things, that's one of my goals, is to have this big area of land that my kids have their own section. I mean, they're far enough away to have their own life, but we have horses and animals, and my grandkids are there, and maybe we all want that. Now, that's one of my long-term goals as well. And I wouldn't mind meeting a soulmate too, as long as he's independent and healthy and likes working out and things like that. So, um, gosh, what else is there? Moving forward in myself so I call it professional development. It might be personal development. I work on that all the time. So part of the goals for that is, well, every day I get up. I like I said, I'm doing bodybuilding in the summer. So every day I get up and I'm on a certain plan that I hired a trainer because I took it serious. So I hired a trainer. He wrote out a food plan for me and a workout plan, and it's 6 days a week. And the food plan is sort of what I've been doing already. I've been doing keto for quite a while and I lost well on it. But I still, so my one of my big goals is I'm at 24% body fat, is to get to 17. So 17% would be 7%, which that's quite a bit of pounds. 1% would be, oh goodness, 1/6. It'll be probably close to 10 pounds. So I always work on that every day. I get up every day. A lot of it is drinking water. I weigh every day in the morning, and I watch what I eat throughout the day. So I use Lose It app, and I put how much water I drink. I try to be mindful of it every day, though. I try to stay away from carbs. It's kind of keto oriented. My trainer did give me supplements, and I don't know if it's added more carbs, it's added more sugar, and my shoulder has been aching I don't know if it's from that or something else. But so I have decided to not do as much of those supplements right now with the sugar in it, and see if the aching goes away. Reduce some of that. I've heard that sugar will cause inflammation, so I'm going to try that for a little bit. So I work on that every day, and I work out I was doing Monday through Fridays, got me Monday through Saturday, which kind of interferes with my home remodel project, because let's face it, when you go to the gym and work out, it's hard to get motivated to lift cabinets and things like that. I was exhausted after the weekend, but hopefully I'll get that done soon. So that's my workouts. That's my goals for working out. Let's see. Some of my projects on self-development also is I really want to do a Bible study with some people that I was working with on Facebook, some of my friends, the Women's of the Bible. So that's kind of a goal too. I'm always so tired by nighttime because I get up so early. So one of my goals is to get that going, even if just a fun little Bible study on a Thursday, Friday, that I could, I feel like when you teach, you learn a ton. And so I already did the one on Eve, which was fantastic. And so I'm trying to get that going, but I haven't done it yet. I'm running out of time. So that's kind of what I do for moving forward. And I did notice that even if I make it to the gym every day, Monday through Friday, it makes me I feel like the dopamine's releasing, because one thing is I'm like, you need a reward on Friday, which I'm trying not to do, because I'm not doing any alcohol. I'm not doing sugar right now. I have to stay away from any high carb foods or I gain on it. So it's kind of a strict thing. So My goal is to make it through the weekend without having any big food rewards, because that's hard. So that's another one of my goals. And I always have a bunch going, so I don't know. That's what I do. What does it mean? What it means to me is to get up every day and put one step in front of the other some days. Some days I get up and run, some days run in the way that I'm okay moving forward, meaning that it's easy to do, that I get up and I'm into it and, things like that. Other days it's harder to get up and do the same thing over and over again, but it's a necessary thing. I feel like it's necessary as people, and I need to study further into that because I feel like we as individuals are driven to do that, That it came natural to me even after my husband passed away. Like I was in shock, but it came very natural as some kind of natural reaction. I just knew I just have to get up every day. And at that time I was working at the university. So get up every day and go to work, come home and work out. So I did start at the gym right away too, because the gym has helped me tremendously. It helps me, it gives me some kind of chemical in my brain that probably dopamine, because the more I do it, the more in shape I've over the course of since my husband passed away, I've lost around 57 pounds and I'm in great shape. All my statistics are really well. I feel really good. That's what I mean when I say I'm too young to be old and I'm too old to be young. So I feel great. Like I feel like I'm in my 30s, but I'm not. But what do you do? I don't know. I think you just have to be yourself. I'm not gonna act old because other people do. I don't know. I don't know how to act. I'm just acting the way I feel. And I feel really good. I feel really good moving forward every day. And I think it's important for other people. So I do. I think that's all I have today. But I did get on here and do it. I also think in the back of my mind, I keep thinking about my electrical box that I put in yesterday, and I've been reconfiguring how I'm going to run it and things, and I have to get a different box. I don't know if you've ever done it, but if you pigtail one box to another, you've got a lot of wires in one little bitty box. Like it's hard to stuff them in there. And I know there's an orderly way to do it. You don't want anything touching. And so I need to redo one because it didn't. I ran out of time last night. It was getting really dark. So I was using my iPhone because I had the power off, the main power. I was using my iPhone to be able to see what I was doing in the dark, and it wasn't. So I've got to go run to the store and get a different electrical box and do it so it's done right. One more day of, and then that's the funny thing when you redo your kitchen, you don't realize when you redesign it, the problems you're going to run into. So I ran into electrical outlets not being, first of all, I had to add 3 or 4. The light switch was in where a cabinet was going. Another outlet, I have this cute little bench that I put in, and it's right below it, of course. I didn't realize putting a microwave in, you needed your own one individual breaker for it. So see, there's a lot to it. And it all started with me thought that I was a fixer-upper, and I took down 2 walls to the kitchen because I looked in there and I'm like, oh, that's way too small. You need an open concept. And that nothing that I do in that regard is easy. I always think it's gonna be easy, but it's always messier than I think. It always takes longer than I think. There's always more things involved in it. So, but that's how I do things. I usually jump in and then figure out later on that it's a lot more work than I thought. But just by accomplishing one little goal at a time, even. Okay, so since I'm talking about this, one of the things that I felt really good, and this is a simple thing, right? Was so when you have your cabinets, you buy the pulls and the knobs, right? And thank goodness my son said to go to Walmart because they're at least $1 cheaper for each pull or knob, at least. I mean, you save a lot of money. Because I went to Home Depot and bought some, but then one of them was broke. And so I was going to go get others. My son's like, just go to Walmart. He's right. So I got all the ones I needed. I mean, it was still $100. But so, and then I had to order a template because, I watched on YouTube. That's the best way to put them on straight because I don't measure. I've gotten better. I'm not lying. I didn't even know, listen, you guys, I didn't even know how to read a measuring tape. I know the inches, I know the quarters, and I know the halves and 3/4. I didn't understand the 16ths or the eighths, but I'm getting better at it. So look at that. Look at how much, and I swear, I got to look into this, but I swear that every time I learn something like that, a new avenue in my brain opens up. And I think it's probably like the dopamine or some kind of chemical that's saying, look at what you just did. Look at, I was able to put all the knobs and pulls on in one day and they look great. Yeah, there was a lot of learning. Like, it's not easy either. So it has a lot to do with what kind of screw. You have to use a screw bit. You have to. So some of my drawers are reinforced in the front. So the screws they sent with it were too short. So I had to get extended ones. So I think they're called set screws, but I didn't know. So you go to the store with the screw you have and you hope that you find another one. And then one of them, I even had to use washers in. So I just happened to have, because for some reason when I drilled it, it went in crooked. And so they didn't go in right. So, but I did it. Like I did it and it looks really good. I think it looks sexy myself. It looks great. Like I look in there and I'm like, you did that. So setting, that was a daily, like my goal for the day was to, and sometimes I don't get everything accomplished, especially on the remodel, but my goal was to get them all on. I did that. I still have 2 to go. And then I also was able to move a cabinet that wasn't in the right position. I didn't like it. And then I actually figured out how to put some filler in at the end. It looks beautiful. I did that myself. It's such a good filling. It just, I don't know, do I ever have to do it again? Maybe not, but I did it. I did it today. I did it yesterday. Now I worked way into the night on the electrical, but I'm getting better and better at it. Do I need to do that again? I don't know. I don't think I do. But it's something that I'm putting in the tools of my mind. It's something that I've done for myself, for self-development. Something that's made me, I think maybe in ways, it gives you some kind of self-assurance that you can do things like that. Like maybe it helps you to know that your intelligence level, like I used to just be this sort of sports oriented jock person that, I loved people. I had fun, funny. I never thought I was intelligent though. I still don't. But I must be somewhat of the okay crowd because I can watch what other people do on YouTube and follow it fairly well and learn. And I noticed that I think through the process. So each time I set those kinds of goals, those development goals, each time I do it and I finish it or complete it, a part of me sort of, I think it sort of like goes like there's this check mark. Ooh, you're on fire, girl. You're on fire. Good job. Good job. So I don't know. Am I trying to please? You know, I often hear on a lot of the videos online, a lot of the entrepreneurs that have made it really big, they all talk about being people pleasers. And I think I was at one time, like I do. I think that's why at the university, I think it helped me a lot to get out of that. Because at first I was like, I wanted to do a lot of things. I'm like, oh, let me get involved in this. Look at me. Yay, look at what I can do and things like that. But over time, they sort of didn't want me involved. And so I kind of got to where, oh, okay, well, I was okay with not being. And then I got more and more where it's like, I don't really care if they want me to belong or not, honestly. So that was a good thing for me. You know, and that's, you know, it wasn't up to me. God, I mean, that's where he wanted me to be, and I wasn't moving, but he finally did let me, which I'm happy. Oh, I'm so happy to be able to be creating again. Creating and doing the things I love and being with people and hopefully I'm inspiring others. I don't know. I hope so. I don't know. This is a weird avenue. You know, I've got a lot to figure out. I've got a lot of maneuvering and jumping into that lake that's moving, a stream that's moving intensely fast, and figuring how to advertise and get my name out, and, you know, and also being vulnerable because, you know, sometimes there's a few comments I don't really understand. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I'm just gonna not respond because I don't know how. It doesn't feel like it's somebody who wants something help. I don't know. You know, I had a lot of training at the university about cyber stuff. So I'm pretty skeptical when there's posts on there that don't make sense, that want you to go to some other weird site, you know. So I'm careful of that. But anyway, I think I better skedaddle. I've still got two things I told myself. I've got to write a couple things on my curriculum. I've got to add to that. And then I also have to look at my webpage and see what I have to do. I have to start creating it. Oh my goodness. My other thing is I was going to look for someone, if I could pay somebody to develop it. But, you know, I'm kind of funny in the way that I like to learn it. So I want to learn how to develop it myself. Because I think I really need to know from the bottom level what I'm doing with the business. I need to know, and I love creating things. I'm artistic anyway, and I like creating things. So that's what I'm doing next. So I think I better get going. So until tomorrow, my friends. Much love out there. Much love. Have a wonderful, blessed week.